love our pizza.
We just got 8 free pizza. We just got.
Hey, cut that brain right out. You may know what sine, cosine, and tangent are, but do you know what secant, cosecant, and cotangent are? Well, let me explain. But before that, let's refresh ourselves on what sine, cosine, and tangent are. Now let's say we have this triangle with an angle called x. Now the sine of this angle x would be equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse. So for example, if this side was 3, this side was 4, and this side was 5, then the sine of this angle would be the opposite, which is 3, over the hypotenuse, which is 5, which means it would just be 3 over 5. But what about cosine? Well, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So in this specific case, the cosine of this angle x would be the adjacent side, which is 4, over the hypotenuse, which is 5, which means it would just be 4 over 5. And finally, the tangent of the angle is equal to the opposite side over the adjacent side. So in terms of this specific triangle, then it would be 4 over 3. Or no, 3 over 4, because it's the opposite side over the adjacent side. However, if you want to think of this in terms of trigonometry, on a unit circle, cosine would be the x-coordinate, sine would be the y-coordinate, and tangent would just be sine over cosine. But that still leaves a question: what is secant, cosecant, and cotangent? Well, they're actually just the reciprocals of the functions that we already talked about, sine, cosine, and tangent, aka 1 over those functions. But wait, there's a common mistake here. You may think that secant may match up to 1 over sine of x, and cosecant might match up to 1 over cosine of x. That just makes sense, but don't listen to your intuition here. It's actually like this, where secant is equal to 1 over cosine of x, cosecant is equal to 1 over sine of x, and cotangent just still stays as 1 over tangent of x.